Clothes are on the line. I've got, oh my God, you shaved. Made a mistake. Cut a little too much on one side. Came right over to the other side and it was awkward. You want to look awkward. Didn't want to look crazy with a half-cut beard. Do I like it? I think it sucks. Now I'm like everybody else. Like I walk into a crowd and like, where'd the teacher go? Oh, he's over there. Helen or Mary? H&M, Hashem. Master of Science, CHISHE, she, chai, chives. Anything that goes with the sound C and H, because C, S, Z all have the same sound of scent. SCENT, SENT finishes with the sentence ends. ENDZ or ENDS. You don't know if I'm using the Z or you don't know if I'm using the S. The Z looks like the 2, the S looks like the 5. 25 is the brick wall on top of the castle. The I letter of 9 is when you put stacks of bricks together on a house. It's H and I and H and I and H and I. And I is the cement shape between the two bricks and the separation of bricks above and the bricks below. What I wanted to talk about in this video is, first of all, let's start off with, maybe we can say this is the volleyball separation. MW, ZN connecting these three with these three. 6, 6, 6, 6. But this 6 goes with this 6, and this 6 goes with this 6. So you get 1, 2, 3 here. Then you get 1, 2, 3 here. And then you get 1, 2, 3 here. 3, 3, 3. Really and truthfully, you go 1. You see the way it works? It goes these three and make a line. Let me show you it a little easier because I'm going to come up with this after. You need to draw lines on these angles. When you draw a line on this angles, the minute you get to this angle over here, right? This angle over here is your 4, 5, 6 row. This is 1, 2, 3, and this is 3, 2, 1. So when you angle this, you'll be picking up your numbers in order exactly where you will be in the exact coordinates on this, because of the crossing lines. So you'll know your level, and you know who within your level, and you'll know your polars. 27 minus plus 9 equals 50 for the sun. 27, 27, 50 for the sun. 27 minus plus 14. 2 times 7 is 14. 2 plus 7 is 9. Equals 13, 41, 50 for the sun. Here we got 4 and 1 and 5. Here we got 1 and 3 and 4. This, if it was in the pool, it would be 1, 3, 5. It would say ace. This is the ring around the moon, 14. You know, when you go around the moon, if you had 3 things like this to go around, you'd have to go 1, 2, 3. Then you would have to go up. And you go up 1, 2. That is 5. Then you go over 6, 7. And then you come down 8, 9. What does it take to go around the moon? You have to go all around one of these, and that's how you go around the square, because the square is the left side and is the right side. It has the in-between of each one. Down, up, down, up, down, up. Why is it down, up? Why is it down, up? Because it's a sprocket. Unless you're jumping to the other side and avoiding the reality of the true distance, we must now bridge the gears together and walk on top as the bridge from these alligator teeth and these alligator teeth. As they're moving, you're walking on them. But now let's put these alligator and gears not as turning just around in a circle, but put them on a bulldozer where they run 8 to 12 feet in a row, and you can get onto the turning. Is that right? No. Gear goes all around. What is on the gear is the ski is what continues on, and that is whole. But you can still continue on the gears. The gears have to be moving together. And then they go. And then on top of that, since they're going together, we put a platform on top of that. Now you don't feel the separation of the gears. Is that happening anywhere? I don't know. Happened in my head. Good enough for me. If I had to build everything that I made happen, I wouldn't have enough time in my lifetime to have all my visions. I envision them before I bring them forth. That's why I come here, me and Mr. Tackpans, we take it out on the network and we see if somebody else can broaden what I have brought forth. I mentioned this yesterday. I want to mention it again. What is the period? What is the period between 99 cents, the actual dollar, is if you ever get to the other side of this. Your dollar is right over here because you stand for the space you're in. 98 cents is the highest we go. At 98 equals a dollar. Because when you go to the store and they charge you $1 and you give them 98 cents, they should be able to say thank you very much and not ask for the 2 pennies. Or if it costs you 98 cents and you gave them $1, you shouldn't expect to get back those 2 pennies. That's how we came into the world. It's a bargain because it happens in a bar where bar has spirits. It's an arm and it's a sickle. It's a hammer and a sickle. It's an arm and a hammer. Armor hammer, abrasive, mouth-washing liquid. Take away all odors and moldu, if you want to look at it that way. To the side of this goes the hundreds. We call it the thousands because the reality is once you get into the 100, you've done the first part of 100, but you've done what is in 1,000 one time out of 10. So this is what this is over here. This is what happens to 10. 10 turns into 7. So 1 and 0 is 1, or the first key in piano. It would then turn into a 7. 9 flips and works in 6 rotation. Why? 1 plus 9, 1 plus 6 equals 7 and 10. 19, 19, and 13, S and M. S is A and I. These two are the yellow pool balls. There is no yellow and yellow that shows up. These are the only 2 numbers, 1 and 9, that are yellow and pool, and they show up on the pool table. They don't show up anywhere else. 19 plus 9, which is I and S, and this is only relevant. The 9 comes true in the 9 card, but in the 9 card, the 1 is already relevant. It's already in the true world. The picture cards, there are 3 sets, there are 12 picture cards. I understand the picture cards as so. 4 and 6 gets a picture card. 7 and 3 gets a picture card. And 6 and 4, 7 and 3, and 2 and 8 all become picture cards. I don't give the ace a picture card because it becomes a picture card and its value is 11, 11K Jack, because of what happens in blackjack where all the pictures turn to 10. When all the pictures turn to 10 in blackjack, right, all pictures have a 1 value. All 1 values in blackjack equals the ace. They all equal to 11. All pictures equal to 11. They equal to 10 and 11. So the king family, 4 of them, equals to 40 and 44. 40 equals to 46 and 44 is 90 equals to 96. Rotation in 9 and 6. Did you follow me with that? If blackjack changes all picture cards to have a value of 10, 10 equals to 7. But at the same time, 10 is 1 plus 0 is 1. 1 is the ace card, but it's 1, 0. 1, 0 stands for Jack. That's why they call it blackjack. 1 and 0. 2 areas, 2 dice. You can no longer have 1. 1 goes between 0, 0 is 360 degrees of 3 parts. 10 becomes 13. We don't live in the 10 world. 10 will only show up as the divided light, but we will show you 1, 7, and 6, 1 on this. The light, 1 and 6. One of the reasons in tennis that they have 10, okay, because we must have the light. We have 15, which is the egg, 2, 3, 4, and 15, which is the egg, 2, 3, 4, 8, 7, and 6. 8, 7, 6 is the sun, and it is man and the moon. 6, 7, and 8, 21 the cube. What is 21 the cube? 360 degrees around. 360 degrees around. We have 5.25 days. okay, in a cycle of 19 times 19, 361, because 19 in pool brings it together. There is no other. If there's something else in pool and any other number, I will tell you what I see, and the reality will be, because what happens already, what is created by the factors of life out of Webster's dictionary in our science labs, that we calculate the year this way, we calculate a circle this way. But to equate this 360 in 4 years, there's a 5, 5, 5, and then the next year after it's a 6. I need to take them all away. That equals to 5, 5, 5 is 15, and 6 is 21. Take away 21 days in 4 years. Instead of using it this way, I go for the 4-year cycle. Take away 21 days. 1 cube is 21 days. The cube that is added to man's mind, add up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 equals to 21. 5, 2, 5, 10, and 7, the letter B, the B world, down by the bay. In a 19-year cycle, everybody knows, even if it's a 19-year cycle, we must multiply this by 4, equals to 76. By 3 equals to 57, the number of the moon. By 2 equals to 38, equals to the church. 19, artificial intelligence, 1 times 9, 1 plus 9. 19, because when we go the other way, it becomes 10 and 9, the 10 becomes 16 and 9. And every time you have a 0, it says the whole circle. What is the value of a circle? 120. Why? Because it's got 4 sides. 4 sides or 2 sides, to the left and to the right. 1 divides the circle, makes 2 sides, 60 and 60, 120. Or 3 parts, 3 times 120 is 360. When you add 1 to 15, why? The 0 is the 15th letter. Okay, when you add 1 to 15, it equals to 120. 1 plus 15 is 16, equals 136. That's a touchdown in your mind. 6, 3, and 1, 613 laws of Moses. 1, 3, and 6. Why don't we need 9 and 1, 3, and 6? Because when 1 goes into 6, it's just like 1 and 9. It's the same thing, but this is in the cube. 1 gets 6. 1 and 6 is the only one. The only cube. There is no other cube. There is no other cube but this one over here, because that one over here goes right through the center, right? So that would be 1 and 6, 1 and 9. That's why they reverse from each other. That's why it becomes 61 flipped upside down equals 361. It's 3 times 2, and 3 and 3 equals to your 9. Okay, 613. We got a touchdown. T and D. What did the letter say? 8D, 8T. The T and the D, how they come together. Now, where did I get that from? If you flip this upside down, you can say 163. Same time, 163. There was the T and the D because it's the 4th and the 20th letter. It stands for the cat. It also stands for creation, because the 20th letter, 0 equals 6, becomes 26. And D is 4 equals 30. 0 equals 6. And every time you get a 0, you get 120 degrees. 666, 120, 120, 120, 360 degrees. Okay, on a sharp angle. So it's not a circle. Well, a square is not a square. The only time you can actually get a circle is, I think maybe I'm going to have to change some of my numbers. I think I'm going to have to say 4, okay, would be a square. And I think 6 would have to be an east-west oval, but 8 would have to be a circle. Or is 10 a perfect circle? 10 would be more than 5 and 5. This is a halfway point. See these over here? It's a halfway point. If I had to stretch out a chord all around here, what would I have to do to turn this into a circle instead of a square? So I'm working as 4 is a square, right? Do you see this over here? These are anchors. See this part here and this part here? What it was just anchored together, and they were all points. Do you understand? The only reason these are a square is because these are 4 separate islands, and they tied a rope from this one is back to this one where my finger is, and they tied a rope. This one didn't tie to this one. This one tied to this one up here. Okay, but this rope came here and came all the way to this one here, and this rope came here and tied here, and they tied all their islands together, and the Pirates of the Caribbean, X marked the spot. X marked the spot, and it was all around this. See this over here, this spot over here? They all went down this hole. over here. This connected to the center, this connected to the center. They all connected to the center. The center is a big ring. Then they let their boats go, and it pulled the center open to the size of this, and then they were able to go down 5. Anyways, 376 years, 4 times the cycle of a leap year. Since I'm working with 19 by 19 as a cycle of the moon, now I'm working with the cycle of a leap year. In the cycle of a leap year, there's 21 days. In 19 years, okay, in 19 years at 5.25, there's 399 days for no reason at all. 76. 76 times 19. 76 times 19 equals, no, 76 times 19 equals 1444. And that actually is a day cycle, 1444. I have that calculation somewhere else. So 76 times 19, or 19 times 19. I'm having trouble explaining it because I can't. I know it works. I've worked it before. 19 by 19 is 361. It's 1 degree more than a year. So you can start adding on, like if you're moving in the universe and you had to move in the universe, this is the cycle you would have to run with. 360 around something plus 1. Whether you're going straight, whether you're going around, it doesn't matter. It's 360 plus 1 to actually begin. Otherwise, you're standing in the same spot at 360. Okay, doesn't matter. Okay, now we went 19 years. We went 70. How many years? 399. 399 divided by 5.25 equals to 76. 76 times 525 equals 399. 636. 3 by 9, 27 red, moving by the red sun. 81 Venus, 99 Jupiter, moving by the red sun. 76 years, 19 cycles, 360 degrees. There are 16 days, 360 degrees in 4 years. 16 days. And excuse me, there's not 16 days, there's 21 days. I have to throw out that figure. I've changed that figure to 21 days. So now let's see if this works out. Let's see if this works out. 21 days now in 4 years. When it was at 16 days, because I used for the first 3 years, and then in the last year, I only went 1. Okay, so my first one was 16, like sweet 16, 19 by 16, 19 by the number of light, the reverse of itself in all ways. I'm not going to do this figure. This is 381 when I flip it the other way. 361. When I flip it the other way, it's 304. The difference is 57. The number to the moon, 57. But now it's at 21 days. 21 days by 19. 21 times 19, in which represents Kentucky and New York in Monopoly. The answer to this is 21 times 19, and we're going to do it right down here. I don't like to do it up there. Where is it? 21, which is the position of Kentucky, times 19 equals to 399. Isn't that incredible? Isn't that incredible? $76 times 5.25 also equals to 2.99. The thing is, this part over here has to be understood, that 120 degrees does not equal 365.25. The actual reality is we need to do, in order for the clock to work, this must increase every single cycle by 1. This will take 360 times this to actually make a universal cycle. 361 times 361 equals 2. It would take close to 130,000 years to actually complete that cycle. 130,000, 0 equals 130,321. Pretty weird. M L, let me see if this says anything. EOI, R, Rio, Rio. You see what you have to do. You see you see the 1 and 2. Well, you should always, when you see a 1 next to a 2, just hold on a second. Let me draw this. When you see a 1, or when you see a 1 next to a 2, right? Just draw them the Mayan way. It looks like it's an R letter. 1 and 2 equals to R. And when I think when you switch to Chaldean, the letter R and I are 1 and 2. I and R. 1 and 2 equals R. The same thing as A and H. A and H. But this is first level. The first level comes out to the 5th level. The 2 comes out to the H. Comes out to the 8th level. It's 5 and 8. That comes together in these. I mean, I can explain it to you. How many would you want me to explain it? There's so many realities. There's what you call the barrel. I like to call the barrel, is because you see the way the small finger closes on the bottom. They just all keep fitting in. You know what I'm saying? Oh, no more. Oh, bigger, smaller, and everyone gets its own. So, anyways, the other thing I wanted to mention in here is that we need to always go, there is no 360 degrees, that doesn't exist. That's what makes it go round. It's 366 by 366. Why is it 366 by 366? Because when you come into creation and you open up the nut, okay, the 1 no longer plays from the 1 position, the 1 plays from the 5 hole. And it needs a space within itself for its own house. So 5 becomes 5 and 1 all the way around its own circle. 5 and 1 for the rim shot. So this actually becomes 625. 41 times 625. 21 times 21 times 0.25 is $5.25. 21 with the leap. The leap is 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 6, because the leap year you're adding on a year. 5 times 5 times 5 is 125. Times 5 is 625. This is New World Order. 565, because you always have the other. Every in between, you have one up. Down, down, up. Down, down, up. 360 gives you this, but the difference is also 0.75. If you put the tires on the road, right, they squish the tires in, they squish the air in, they squish the compression in. If you put your tire flat on the road, what happens to it? This is the difference, 0.75. So now I have to take 0.75, and I have to understand, instead of 5.25, it's now 76 times 0.75. So I have to go 76 times 0.75. And that's 3/4. DC. This is 5 and 7 is the representation of DC. 4 and 3, the missing number. 5 times 5 times 5 times 5 is 625. No 3, 4. 4 times 4 times 4 times 4, the Federation of the Sun, equals 256. No 3, 4. 6 and 8 is 3/4. 75 equals to 57 equals to the moon. 0.75 times 3/4 equals to 75 times, what was it, 76? What was it? What was the time? 70 times 19, or was it times 76? 14.25 is this one over here. That's the missing part. When I multiplied it by, what was it, 76 times 75? Is that what I said? 76 times 75 is 57, equals to the number of the moon and itself. We all know what 77 times 75 equals to the year we're in, 5775. This says 5766. This was the year that it began for me, right here, 5701. So now we all understand that it's not 360, it's 366 now. So the real thing is is if our average life that we're catching up to 366, the reality is 0 equals 6, 6 equals 1, because we don't start from over here. We're starting from over here. This is our 1. 1, 3, 1, 5, 9. So we start right over here, and the ace card proves it. The 1 card proves it. And now there's no difference. There's no difference. This is what we're working on. The year of George. The year of George, 3333. OR equals 33. 15 and 18, 33. 7 plus 5 equals 12. 1 and 2 is 3. The year of George. 384 days, 399 on the last figure. For the amount of days lost, we will lose 1 complete cycle. Okay, by the time we come to our cycle, we've either lost or completed 1 complete cycle. 8 times 8 times 6, which is a memory cycle. Why? Because it's all going to configure in one of my figures to 512 MB. This is minus 1425, which is the ring around the sun, 1 and 4. 2 and 5, creation is 3 inside of 399, which is 297. 297. 29 is the birth. 7, 2, 7 and 2, 7 times 2, 7 plus 2 equals 14 and 9, 23. Anyways, this one over here, this is the Hebrew cycle. 0.75 is the GE, is who we are. This is only a level. These are the real numbers. This is George. This is Jack the plugin. This is Area 5. I mean 1359. It's just either it's your birth or it's the heart of the earth. And Monopoly is 686. 6 by 6 is 36. By 8 is 240, which is the Mayan. Mayan 18 days, 240. 8 by 6 is 48, 288. 288 times 555, 1.25 times this equals 360 degrees. There's something missing here on the Mayan calendar because I calculated something and I don't know where it is, and it has to do with the 1440 minutes in a day. Not sure if I have it here. I think it's over here. It's right over here. Here's your 5556, your 21 days, 360 degrees, 1 year, 4 years, 1440 movement. 1440 movement. We have moved 1440 here, and this cycle over here is 21. 21 for this, 1440 for this. This is the cube. This is where the birth of the sun, 414, the DNA, the birth of the sun, times 20 is 28,800. Okay, times 20 is 420. This is your weed, right? This is your cycle. Multiplied by 420 times 1.25, and you get 525. The same number as before. So now you follow, we're still in cycle. Now what we're going to do is we're going to reduce this. Okay, we're going to reduce this. Double this up. Sorry, I must double this up because when I double this up, this becomes 5760. The year we're in is 5775. And I'm bringing us right back to the timetable we are. And when I do that, I get to 840 over here. 840 becomes 846. So I take 25,920. Don't forget, we're putting it in the box. Divided by, what was it, 840? I don't know if that's the right number. No. But 840 times 3 equals 2520. The letter T and the letter Y. Thank you. It becomes the letter Y and the letter Z. T, Y, and Z all come together in this combination over here. 20 becomes 26. 52 is Earth. Jack, Earth, plugged into Earth. Now, I want to bring this, okay, to the Mayan cycle. I want to bring this to the Mayan cycle. Now, the Mayan cycle has 20 days, 20 days, 20 days, 18 months. 20 days, 18 months. If it was 20 days, 18 months, 18 goes into here 20 times. 20 goes into here 18 times. 18 and 18, 20 and 16. If 20 and 16 becomes 26 and 16 becomes 42 or becomes 420 again. Now I'm just playing with numbers right now, and I don't know where the cycle of the Mayan is. I'm looking for that cycle and I don't see it. I'm very sorry to take you on this goose chase right now. I'm looking for something. This 19 years, 16 days and 19 years, or forget about the years and days, just 19 times 16, like I mentioned before, is 304th day. 0 equals 6, 364. When you have 13 moons times 28 days, it's 364. This is the cycle that happens, the cycle of the moon, of the sweet 16, of the light that comes in, because there's this light and there's this light. The difference between the two lights is the moonlight and the sunlight, between day and night, because this is day. October 31st is the 304th day of the year, representing the last moon of day and night of the yellow ball and pool, the only one that makes it. After that is 2 and 8 is 10. So now let me see if I'm anywhere else. Yes, I wanted to mention this. What happens is it's 1, 2, 3, then it's 4, 5, 6, and then it's 6, 5, 4, and then it's 3, 2, 1. I have to offset it. If I'm going up and down, I need to start on the first level, go to the second level to the third level to the fourth level, but then I must jump off. So I jump off onto 1, 2, 3, and when I finish this, I end up on 3, 2, 1. So that's why I put the X row. When you make all your cross lines in it, don't forget this X. It's all these lines are coming off the X. You see them going over the numbers and looking below, but they're all coming off the X. And then the other ones going this way will all come off the X this way. But we're seeing it flat. We're not seeing it 3D. It's how it's being shot through. The X is the line of the infusion. But you'll end up getting 156. 156 is here. Then you'll end up, so what numbers actually create the X is you'll understand at what part you are on the X, because every X will overlap each other until you have the checkerboard. And the same thing goes over here, how it moves over. If you don't move over, you move up, over, and 2. You need to jump over the center. When you move between two lines, you move up, put 1 foot on the crack of the sidewalk and 1 foot in. Don't step on the crack. I like this design over here. I mean, you can chop this up, but these two pillars on the side, these are the penguins. What are they protecting over here? Should I actually be looking at it this way? Or should I bring it into 3D? Or should I just turn it and call it the eternal stripes? Right? These are the stripes. And it's a ship going this way. So I want to understand that when you see a dot, O equals to EA. EA, you don't see a dot, you eat. What do you eat? Well, H is silent. When you see an E and A, it creates an O. O always gets I. O and I come together. They also represent the 10 and the H, because 10, T and D are a division of two sides. T and D, division of two sides. The T plugs both D's together. One D under on this side, one D over on this side, and 1D over on that side. And then they connect it in the center. But instead of doing it that way, okay, we can also look that it does it this way. Now we have both sides of that T. If you want to see it one more way that I like to do this, okay, is you can just do that. And at the end, it ends up looking like that. Teach, just the letter H, in all its own, it says each. And in each, do you not hear the T in each? So the silent T to the silent H, that brings together C and H. Chia. This brings death to dot. It all ends with the period. 7/16, 14/32, 28/64, 21/48. When you go use a 7/16 tool, right, they don't have this one, because this one over here, this 14, is actually talking of two parts. This talks of one part. When it talks of this, they don't have this either, 2864, because again, it means this one. This one over here is this one over here, so we do not need this. This is A and B, and A and B is presented in 5 and 6, and your 5 and 6 is presented right over here. 28 space inside of 48 equals to 20, the cycle of the moon. 44 is the number to the space. 16 and 28 equals to 44. The light is the filler of the space. 8 by 4, 32. 8 plus 4, 12 equals to 44. There was one other thing I wanted to mention here, and it had to do with D, T, H. This is number 4. This is 20, but I give it 8, and H. These two I give the same. This is half of the other, or it's one side, but not cut in half, but one side of this transmission of T and H, time heaven. Time heaven, where T and H is actually with I. And if you want to know where I and I is, well, I think we can take I and we do it like this. I'm trying to remember how to do this. It's this way, this way, this way, and then it's you have to take two Z's and then you bring them together, the two Z's, and then you connect these two with N or Z. We use that for all our letters. Anyways, Raphael, do we have anything over here? We have anything? I've just been writing and writing. We did Queen, we did Freedom, we did this. We did Rubik's and Matrix. All the words with I and X together. All the words with I and O together. This says 9. When it's an O, it says 10. This says 9. It can also say 11. X and I is a representation of 33. 33 talks of two sides, 3 and 3. 3 and 3 because it's 1, 4, 7. 3, 6, 9, 2, 5, 8. What is 3 and 3? Well, those are the cycles. 3, 1, 3. This is your only 3. 3, 5, 7 is your only 3. 2 and 4 is your only 2. 6 and 8 is your only 2. You have 2, 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. But in order to make this work, I must go like this. I must take this area over here, and I must open it up. Instead of going 7, 8, 9, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, I'll go 7, 8, 8, 9. I'll go 4, 5, 5, 6. Then I'll go 6, 5, 5, 4. Then I'll go 9, 8, 8, 7, and I'll open it up. But I can't go both ways. I'm going to have to either take away the 2, 5, and 8 or the 4, 5, and 6. Either I'm going this way or I'm going this way. I can also open it up this way. If I open it up that way, I would now have to triple the 5. I would have to put a 5 here and a 5 here because I need a highway going here and a highway going here. I need the in-between. So I'd have to open it up going on this angle. This angle, here's my highway, here's my highway. Because these numbers, right, these are the center. When you make a road, all these numbers move right over to here, right to the crack. They become the edges. They become the edges. The inside of 7 plays to the right. Number 2 and 3. You see the way it's 1, 2, 3? Well, imagine if this was only one square. Imagine if all this was 9 numbers. Inside of this over here, I would play position 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'd always start at 2 because 2 is where the white line goes at the road, right? And 1 is the edge of the road. So then at 3 is the furthest the car should be going. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. These are 9 across, all 9 across. Oh, plus the edge of the road. See the calculator, edge, we need these buttons. These are the buttons in between what the calculator faces. Rubik's Cube makes a nice design. Not happy with this video. Did we ever do Arm & Hammer baking soda? Arm and hammer. Arm and hammer. Gets the grease, gets the grime. There was something here that was missing. Something is missing. Something is missing. Anyways, 2 times 2 is 4 by 2 is 8. The only one it couldn't get, so 2 added to 4 equals a 6. So you know that 2 times itself plus itself will equal to 6. The reality of Earth, Mars, Venus, and Neptune, and all the numbers in their own house. I'm not very happy with this video. We talked about number 27 before, and 27 is related to Nibiru. It's win big. It's almost like a time clock. It's almost like a time clock. This is like a time clock. How much do I believe in what I'm thinking? I believe 1,000%. I don't like the way I'm transmitting it, getting over the crossword puzzle that I'm trying to tear apart, but thank you for watching. Have a great day. Always have a great day. Always bring your mind with you.